All right, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the now Ebony Star Network. The Overdrive is now hosted on the Ebony Star Network. What's going on, Kenny Conjo? What's up, Mr. Iron Fist Spyro? What's going on, Queen of the E Nation, First Lady Unique? Peace, power, and unity to you. Yes, we are now, this is our own media network. The Ebony Star Network is a media extension of the Earthen Nation. So welcome to the Ebony Star Network and the Maximum Overdrive, which is now hosted on that network. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we dare to grow. We dare to grow. You know, we're black people of like minds. We're trying to do something strong. We choose to disengage from all of the tomfoolery and the BS that's going on around the internet. And we're a few black people that got our heads together, and we decided to try to build something real, something strong, something positive, something that we hope will collect other like minds to make us bigger and stronger. So we got a cool topic we want to get into tonight. It's called choosing the best of the worst. Basically, what I'm going to be talking about as soon as more people get in here, is I'm going to talk about how black women have been forced to choose the best from the worst when it comes to possible mates in their environment. So we'll definitely get into that. And then later on, after the rant, I'll open up the panel. We can have a nice long discussion about it. Shout out to the E Nation and the Gray Regime. Gray Regime was representing strong in here yesterday. My Gray Regime brothers. Shout out to the commander, Cerulean Gray, the leader of the Gray Regime. Shout out to DeAndre. Shout out to the rest of the Gray Regime family. The E Nation and Gray Regime are one. We are Gray Regime. We are E Nation. So it's a collaboration of both to build a giant magnet that will attract strong-minded and positive-minded black people. I got a lot of comments on the rant yesterday. Passed me my cape. A lot of somebody called me a shine bone. I thought that was funny. I've never been. I've been called. I thought I've been called everything in the book, but I have to admit, shine bone was kind of unique, and it made me laugh. I thought it was funny. A lot of these brothers out here, man, are really screwed up. Being an old dog from the old school, I thought I'd never see the day to where we have so many screwed up black men. I did a podcast called I Feel Sorry for the Black Woman today. You guys want to check that out. When I talked about how sorry these Negroes are today. And trust me, they are sorry. Usually back in the day, you know, when you hear black women say, black men ain't shit, you know, you didn't pay any attention to it because you knew that wasn't real. You know, we have black men in the community doing what they were supposed to do, building, directing the community. And so black women were taken care of. But when you hear that today, when they say black men ain't shit, you need to stop and take a look. You know, today they're not just saying it, it's real. It's real. I see it for myself. It's a lot of these brothers today, they ain't worth two nickels to rub together. you know, and then the fact that they have created factions of pure evil, you know, factions of hatred against women. You talk about a bully in the schoolyard. We have grown men who have grouped up, okay, to go after what society deems as the weaker sex. And for some reason, there seems to be nothing wrong with that. You know, we have pushback, don't get me wrong. There are brothers like myself and the commander and others who are pushing back with extreme hellfire. But for the most part, a lot of brothers seem to be on board with this kind of ideology, which is just crazy to me. I mean, I just don't understand how the hell you sit here knowing that the man is the leader of the community, and you sit here and say you can't do anything because the woman is doing something. I don't even know what that means. I've never been stopped because a woman felt a certain way, or my wife didn't say something, or she said something, or I don't even know what that is. How do you stop doing what you're doing? How do you stop being productive because the black woman said something, or she didn't say something, or I mean, I don't understand these guys, man. You know, it looks like a lot of dereliction, a lot of irresponsibility. These guys don't want to be held accountable. Yesterday, when I was doing my rant, I had a conversation with two of these CISPEM dudes, and it was pretty much a circular conversation. They just wanted to blame the black woman for everything. Didn't really try to understand what was going on. Didn't want to have anything to do with responsibility at all. You know, one of the things that we talked about was, as a man, if you don't want a child and you have sex with a woman, then if you know you don't want a child, then that's your responsibility to protect yourself. It's not her responsibility. That's your responsibility. But even when it's completely your responsibility, they want to try to make the black woman somehow the culprit. I mean, that is, I don't even, wow. How do you walk around and look people in the eye when that is your mentality? Like you just play the blame game. You know, you're out here getting your ass kicked in real life. You're not competing with other groups of men, and you're fighting with your women like some kind of scared, uh, you know, some kind of scared deer. You walk around like a deer in headlights, and you seem to be afraid of your own shadow. You don't want to fight this big white boogeyman, so you pick on what society has deemed the weakest sex. You want to pick on the woman. You want to be this big old bully, this big old Billy badass. And the fact that you wear that as a badge of honor, that you are fighting with women, shows you how pathetic we've become as black men. We we are pathetic and cowardly and shameful. And when you behave this way and you have this kind of mentality, you don't deserve the respect of men. I cannot respect a man who does nothing but blame other people, who does nothing but attack women and children. Some of these guys are attacking children as well. Some of them hate women so much that it doesn't matter how old the girl is. She can be 11 years old. The things I've heard about the little girl who nearly got her head knocked off by a grown white man, the responses I heard from some of these brothers is just despicable. And they have no shame. They say that you're shaming them for pointing out their shameful behavior. And they just have nothing but excuses, and they have nothing but tricks. They have nothing but uh, trick questions to lead them right back around to blaming the black woman because they don't want the spotlight on themselves. They don't want the spotlight to reveal that they are irresponsible. They are big old fraidy cats, and they're frightened of this white man. They're frightened. They're scared of him. See, I don't know what that's about. See, I grew up in the era where we wasn't afraid of white folks. We put hands on white people, and I will put hands on white people today. I'm not afraid of white folks. I don't change when I'm around white folks. These guys are different, man. You know, they are assimilators because they're spooked. You know, you have these old dudes up here now who ought to be ashamed of themselves, talking about they're pro-black. How can you be pro-black when you are trying to assimilate into a Western system dominated by white people? How is that pro-black? I didn't have the nerve to tell someone that they don't know what pro-black is. I mean, the sheer hypocrisy of some of these brothers is just astounding. And then they sit up here as if nothing happened. And the young men that follow them are so misguided and so screwed up, they don't know their head from a hole in the ground. I mean, I was in one particular chat and heard some things that made me sick to my stomach. I heard things like, Master Teacher, that's it, Master Teacher. Master Teacher, you the Master Teacher. Yo, Master Teacher, Master Teacher. I mean, good grief. Good grief. I mean, just no self, just no no self-belief, no self-esteem, no nothing. Shout out to my man DeAndre, Royal Knight of the E Nation, high-ranking member of the Great Regime. And so having a conversation with these guys, the whole master teacher thing is just unreal to me. I mean, you know, and to see young brothers in there with this master teacher, hey, master teacher, yo, master teacher, you are the greatest, yo, master teacher, that's unbelievable, yo, master teacher, I've never heard such intelligence, master teacher. I mean, Jesus Christ, wow. Shout out to CRU Reality Foundation Negro, my Great Regime brother and my brother in the E Nation. He is a Royal Knight in the E Nation as well, and also a higher ranking member of the Great Regime. We are the Great Regime too, people. Okay? That is my peoples. Those are my strong peoples. Okay? And they helped me put all this together. You know, and my friend right there, you know, DeAndre has helped me establish certain types of podcasts, and gave me some good direction to go in. So those are my brothers. We are the Great Regime as well as the E Nation. But so getting back to what I was saying, you have these young brothers in there with this master teacher nonsense, and it's like 800 of them. Okay. And it's sad to see that many brothers, young brothers, misguided by some old heads who should know better. It's shameful. You know, and it's disgusting that we've got to this point. As an old dog from the late 60s and 70s, you know, men were strong, men built the community, men regulated in the community. What they said went. That's what it was. Okay, they even worked on each other's houses. Nobody called the contract. Everybody knew how to fix something. So if something broke down in someone's house, they make a phone call to each other. Hey, man, this is going on. Okay, I'll be down in 1 minute. You know, they helped each other out. These were men that worked together as a unit, a brotherhood. And they all protected the neighborhood that we were in. I didn't know anything about a ghetto until I was, 17? I wasn't aware that I grew up in the ghetto. I mean, the neighborhood I grew up in was great. We didn't have any crime going on. There was no drug dealers on my block, or our parents, the fathers, didn't allow that. So by the time I was 16 or 17, and I heard about the ghetto, I'm like, what is that? I didn't even know I grew up in one, because according to the definition of ghetto, that's not where I grew up at. I mean, just the very neighborhood I lived in, everybody cleaned out in front of their doors. They swept the curbs, they cleaned up their yards, and all of the houses were beautiful and clean. The whole neighborhood was clean. There was no trash on the street. There was no bums sleeping under cars, or any of that stuff. There was no drugs sold in my neighborhood. As a matter of fact, on my block, if you didn't know anybody and you walked down the block, if you stopped for any length of time, somebody's father would step to you, because somebody's father was always sitting on the porch, overwatching the neighborhood. Sometimes it'd be 3 or 4 fathers out there just watching the neighborhood, and in those times, Black women or young Black girls couldn't go anywhere by themselves. They had to have a male chaperone everywhere they went. I had 5 sisters, and every time my mother sent them to the store, she sent one of us with them, because I also have 4 other brothers. So there was 10 of us, plus 2 kids that my mother and father adopted because their parents died. So whenever my sisters would go to the store to get some groceries, one of us had to go with them. Me or one of my brothers, we had to go with them. They weren't even allowed to go anywhere by themselves. There was always a male chaperone around. So the protection in the environment was pretty much at a maximum. But that's because of the strong Black men in that community, and they kept everything together. They didn't allow negative things to come into the neighborhood. I mean, they used to block the whole neighborhood off and have large block parties, you know? And so when you fast forward to today, you look at these Negroes today, these guys are crying. They haven't done anything. You can't find any of them that would tell you that they did something in their neighborhood that was worthwhile, or, something that actually mattered. I mean, to sit up here and have a conversation with a so-called Black man who has completely sold out on his race, that's disheartening. And such a young brother, I'm an older guy. I'm 52 years old. I don't mind saying my age. I am who I am. You can make jokes about it. You can say negative things about it. You can call me an old geezer. You can call me a crackpot, a Geritol. That's fine. I've heard it all. I'm built out of the hard stuff. So, stuff like that don't bother me. I'm well aware that there's going to be people out there who make fun of my age or whatever. I could care less. But my thing is that to talk to a young brother who has given up, who has turned his back on his own race, is disheartening. And then you want to turn against the very women that you need. You see, your woman helps carry on your bloodline, your legacy. You can't have a legacy. You can't have your name passed on without a woman. You can't continue to grow your race without women. So if you're attacking and beating up your women and you're allowing them to be murdered and maimed and stuff like that, that's less women that you have to continue your race with. The woman is the most important ingredient in a race. Without her, you have nothing. You just have niggas running around waiting to kill each other. If there were no women here, the dudes would kill each other. And I'm gonna tell you, the first people that'll go, these SYSBM dudes, they'd be the first ones up out of here. I'm serious. And then probably after them would be these red pill dudes. All these pills will start to disappear. Then after that, We'll start going after these factions, these Hebrew Israelites, these Kemetics. They'll be gone too. And then whoever left will end up just killing each other until the last man, and then eventually that last man will die from something. But this is what will happen if we had no women. And so it really plagues my curiosity when you say you're saving yourself. I don't know how you're doing that, because there's nowhere you can go to where you don't have to deal with that beast. See, that beast has his claws and his influence in everything around this world, not just in this country. And everywhere you go as a black man isn't safe, and the laws are different. See, that's another thing that they take for granted. The laws in this country aren't like laws elsewhere in the world. In some of these countries, there is no calling 911 or, calling emergency services. There's no one that's going to stay on the phone with you talking about something. I'm sending the police right now. Just hold on, sir. Hold on. Nah. In some of these countries, it don't go down like that. And in some of these countries, you can't even call the law. As a matter of fact, if you call the law in some of these countries, they may show up and do something to you. They may show up and rob you. I know in the Philippines, the law will rob you. They'll extort you. And like I said, I've heard these guys say, well, they want to go to Brazil. Brazil is one of the most dangerous places you can go, especially really stay out of Rio. Don't even think about going over there. I mean, Brazil is extremely dangerous. And then one of them had the nerve to talk about the leading cause of death between 15 and 30. Really? Go to Brazil and ask them what the leading cause of death is over there. What age range or whatever. See if you like those statistics. Okay? And all these immature name calling, maggots, strags. Come on, really? At some point, you got to grow up and be a real man. But I guess these guys don't want to grow up. They want to stay mentally teenagers. They want to stay teenagers mentally for the rest of their lives. They want women to take care of them. They want women to be at their beck and call. They don't want to be held accountable for anything. They don't want to have to go out there and build something and be responsible or accountable for what they did in the community. They don't want this. This is why they fight with women all the time, because they are diverting attention from themselves. They are diverting the attention from the fact that they are irresponsible and inept and terrible leaders. So with that being said, let me get into my topic. Shout out to the strong people who are showing up. Oni Duluth, Magic Woman, Dame Frankie, E Nation Queen, Vonda Harris, Queen Dame Frankie in the house. These are queens in the E Nation. Shout out to the Magic Woman, the newest member of the E Nation. What's going on, Magic Woman? And so let me get into the topic now. The topic tonight is called Choosing the Best of the Worst. The reason why I chose this topic, because I was having a conversation with one of the queens of the E Nation, Vonda Harris, right? And we was talking about the kind of Negroes that are left in the neighborhood, okay? There's a lot of derelict Negroes in the neighborhood. And so we also had a conversation about a movie called Menace to Society, when she was talking about what Jada Pinkett's character was doing when she chose Kane. And basically, what I said was, she was in a situation where she had to pick the best man out of the worst men in her environment. So she had to pick the best of the worst. And if you watch Menace to Society, ultimately Cain ended up being murdered because he just couldn't be saved, even though she gave everything she got. He just couldn't be saved. He was just too corrupted and too far gone. And so, how does our environment get like this? How does it get like this? How does the environment end up with so many screwed up young men? How does the environment become saturated to the point where the woman who's trying to choose a mate don't have any good mates to choose from, any good men to choose from? And so she has to go into survival mode and really study the men that are in the neighborhood and try to go by process of elimination and make up some kind of dossier and, check here and check there who has the least screwed up mentality. This is picking the best from the worst. Now, that shouldn't be. See, we these guys are saying that Black women make bad choices. They're saying that they keep picking bad men. But why are those men there? Why are there bad men in the environment in which the woman is nesting in, with an environment that's supposed to be led and controlled by Black men? You see, when you lead in the military, when you lead a regiment or a group or a battalion or a company, when that company or battalion behavior becomes unbecoming, they go straight to the leader. That's the first place they go. And the reason why they go there is because they want to check the leadership. See, the leadership is important because the leadership is responsible for what's in that environment, what's going on in that company. It's responsible for every person in that company or that battalion. So if the Black man is the leader in the Black community, then he is responsible for everything in it. The women, the children, the trees, the concrete, the cars, everything. It's up to the Black man to make that environment a salubrious environment. Even down to the vegetation, down to the prettiest lawn, pruning the trees, cutting the hedges, even down to the beautifications of that environment. So the derelict males that are saturated in that environment are being created because the men in that environment are either absentee fathers or they are insufficient as fathers. You see, my father raised 5 boys. We all have work ethic. We all have understanding of authority. We are respectful men. We think before we act. We know the necessary things that we need to survive and succeed. We are not jailbirds. We are not criminals. We're not drug dealers. But all of this was instilled in us by my father. So we did not become derelicts in our environment. We didn't become peripatetic individuals. See, this is the job of the father. It is up to the father to raise his boys properly, to raise his boys with integrity and honor, to raise his boys with a positive will. And when he fails to do that, and the teachings get lost, and these boys are running out in the street, and now they're being raised by the street, and they become derelict. Some of them even become downright dangerous. This is the act of failed leadership, failed fatherhood. See, when my father raised his boys, my mother tried to interfere, but my father was having none of that. He would tell my mother to mind her own business. And she would stay out of his business when he was raising the boys. When there was a lesson that he was teaching us, and my mother thought it was too hard, she tried to interject. He would tell her to stay out of it. And we learned that lesson. See, my father didn't let my mother interfere with the important lessons that we needed to learn as men. So when these guys sit up here and they say, well, the mother won't let me do this and the mother won't let me do that, the mother is in the way, the mother is this. Well, here's the problem with all that. You have to understand the nature of women. Women are very caring, they're very nurturing by default. And so they will automatically come to the defense of their children. Understand that when they are carrying children, they bond with these children. It's a very powerful bond that they have with these children. They're mothers. And so when her children are in despair, her natural instinct is to come to their rescue. Okay? You're supposed to understand that as a man and be able to balance that out. Shout out to Hassan Burton, and balance that out and not allow her nurturing get in the way of you shaping your boys' mentality to be strong. See, because too much nurturing can derail that. That's why the father is supposed to be there to balance that out. You can't stop the mother from being a mother. You can't stop her from being a loving and nurturing person. That's impossible. So what you do is you balance it out. Understand that she's going to come in there with, that's my baby, my baby, my baby. Understand that's going to happen. Okay? But as a man, it's up to you to say, hey, this is for the boy's own good. Stay out of it. He'll be okay. This will be fine. He'll be all right. See, it's up to you as a leader to assure her that the hard lesson that her son is learning that she may think is too harsh is for his own good. See, if you fail to do that, right, and let the mother come in and administer too much nurturing and too much love, then you're going to spoil the mentality that you're trying to create in your son. And that's your fault, not her fault. She's just being a mother. That's what mothers do. Mothers come to their children. They love their children. They're bonded to them. So when they're in some kind of duress or some kind of a tough situation, her motherly instincts takes over and she comes flying to the rescue. My baby, my baby, my baby. As a man, you're supposed to understand that and be able to deal with that correctly. She means no harm. She loves her children. You as a man is supposed to understand all of that and handle that the right way. Getting out of the way and allowing her love to overrun the child is going to be problematic. And that will be absolutely your fault as a father, because you allowed it to happen because you did not step in and balance out what the mother was doing. See, because the only thing the child is going to get from the mother is the loving side. Okay? She's going to love, she's going to nurture. That's what she does. So as a man, you have to know when to cut that nurturing off, when it's too much nurturing, when the child has had enough nurturing. Now the child needs to understand something else in life. See, as a father, you're supposed to be there to deal with that. See, if you don't, and then the child gets too much nurturing, too much love from the mother, then as a male, he becomes soft. He becomes too caring. He becomes too willing to give up, too willing to step back, which opens him up to all kinds of negative influence, such as homosexuality, effemination, and so forth, or whatever, because there's just too much feminine energy in him. Eventually, that feminine energy is going to rule the day, especially when it has a lot of aid out here now. See, feminine energy is so widespread now, it's even being perpetuated by men. All these gay men with this feminine energy. So you step back and you allow your son to be exposed to all this feminine energy. Then when he finally breaks down and becomes gay or becomes some kind of wacky dude, you can't blame the mother for that. That's your fault. That's your fault. You didn't do anything about it. You let the mother overrun him and you sat back, watched it happen, and now you're blaming the mother for the boy being effeminate when it's really your fault. You allowed him to become effeminate. And the reason why is because you cannot blame the mother for being a mother. That's what she's going to do. She's going to be a mother. You need to be a damn father. She on her job. She doing what she's supposed to do. She's being the mother. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are not being a father. You aren't being a father. You need to be a damn father. See, if you're a father, you don't have to worry about your son becoming effeminate. If you're instilling the right things into your son, that won't happen. See, sitting up here telling me that it's the black woman's fault that our boys are effeminate and many of them are gay at a young age. No, it's not her fault. It's your fault. Because you were either absent or you're derelict. Now, if any of you want to come up here and challenge me on that, we can have that discussion. You are the fault. You are the reason why our boys are gay and effeminate, not the woman. Because you failed to be a father. You failed to raise your boys properly. You failed to intercede when you were supposed to. And then worse, you step back and you get out of sight and you let the mother run you off. Let her stop you from raising your own child. I don't blame her for raising the child the wrong way. I blame you for letting her stop you from raising your own son. So all of this, it's the black woman's fault that the boys are gay. It's the black woman's fault that the boys are effeminate. No, no, sir. It's the black man's fault for not doing anything about it. It's the black man's fault for being an absentee father. It's the black man's fault for failure to raise his boys properly or to be in his boy's life. I don't want to hear shit about, well, the black one, well, the woman didn't want me. She didn't let me. She changed the locks on the doors and she tricked me. She painted the house a different color and I walked past it and couldn't find the house. So you have to understand something. As a man, you have great responsibility because you are the leader of a society. See, you are the mover and the shaker. You are the path creator. You are the people others follow. You are the person other people follow. You are the one that regulates and hand down policies. You write laws. See, that's why the responsibility on you is so great. See, the woman adjusts her behavior to whatever you're doing. She's following you because what? You are the leader. You're the one who builds skyscrapers and create ways to get create transportation, create all kinds of new things for us to follow in and partake in. That's why the responsibility on you is so great. You don't get to make excuses. You don't have that luxury because you are the beginning. You ever hear that saying? You ever hear that saying that the man is the head and not the tail? You ever hear the old saying that it begins and ends with you? Yes. Even that old saying fits here: with great power comes great responsibility, right? Well, that's what that is. You see, you don't get to sit here and complain. You don't get to sit here and cry like a baby. You don't get to sit here and act like a little child. See, because people are counting on you. People live and die according to your word. You affect the lives of the people that are under your leadership, your guidance, your policies, your laws affect the lives of everyone that follows. So no, you don't get to cry and whine like a baby. You don't get to go run and hide under the bed and shimmer and shake with your knees knocking together like a frightened little girl. Nah, you don't get to do any of that. See, to be a man is to deal with adversity over and over again. Our lifespan isn't that long because of what we deal with every day. The hell we put ourselves through. But it's the price we pay for being men, for being leaders, for being the king of the mountain. You want to be the king, then you have to take the responsibility of being a king. So there is no complaining when it comes to us. There is no hiding under the bed or running into the closet or pointing fingers at other people. You're either a mover or you're a shaker, or you're getting moved and you're being shook. Take your pick. I choose to be a mover and a shaker. I'm not into being moved or being shook. See, as a man, I'm not afraid of adversity or conflict. I'm built for it. But you see, many of you Negroes are afraid of conflict. You're terrified of any kind of conflict other than the conflict that brings you to the face of a woman. See, when you're ready to fight with her, all of a sudden you're strong and you bow your chest out and you want to take off your shirt and again put Vaseline on your face and kick off your high heels and you're ready to scratch her eyes out. But when it comes to dealing with another man in the real world, on the real stage, in real time, in real life, you're ready to go hide under the bed. You're ready to go run into that closet. You want your mommy. I mean, what gets me is not that many of you guys are cowards, right? But the fact that you're so proud of it. I mean, you wear it with a badge. I've never seen a coward cool with being a coward. I gotta give you guys credit, man. I've learned some new things in this generation. I have to admit, I've never seen a coward cool with being a coward. I've never seen that before. Thanks to you guys, I've now seen several. I mean, usually people who are cowards are ashamed. They are embarrassed. Don't want to show their faces. But you Negroes, you SY, you guys walk around in broad daylight in plain view, look motherfuckers in the face. Yeah, I'm a coward. Ain't it cool? Yeah, I'm a coward. So what? What's it to you? Oh, you didn't know I was a coward? Nah, man, it's something wrong with you. Yeah, we got the game fucked up. They the cowards, and they don't understand why you don't know about that. Why you don't know it. I mean, I gotta give him credit, man. I'm ready to shake my hands. Hey, man, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? I'm a coward, man. I'm one of the best cowards in the group. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm the alpha coward. Oh you. Oh okay. So you the alpha coward. Yeah, man. Oh, so if you're the alpha coward, that means you got the most courage in it. Nah, man, we don't fuck with no courage, man. Fuck you think this is? We cowards. I'm an alpha coward. You know, like alpha, alphabet. Okay. So you one of the LGBT. Yeah, man, LGBTQWFYZ, all of them goddamn letters, man. All right, well, okay, well, hey, more power to you. Right. So now you're in a group of all these cowards, these sissy bim cowards, and now you got this alpha coward, right? He the one that got the guts to speak to you, right? Supreme King Coon. That was Supreme King Coon. He's an alpha coward. He got the balls to come up on motherfuckers' panels. So here's what you would call an alpha coward. He's just a little less cowardly than the rest. Never thought I would respect a coward. I gotta give a brother some. I gotta give him some respect. He cool with his alpha cowardness. That motherfucker is shit. You don't get what? Shoot. You call that motherfucker a coward, boy, he'll take that as a compliment. That motherfucker might start doing a b-boy walk down the street. Break his hat down to the side and shit. Getting that coward swag on. We'll call it quag, not slag, not swag. We'll call it quag. Coward swag, quag. So my thing is, you leave all of these young men who haven't been trained properly by their fathers, who haven't been taught anything. And so they become wayward and peripatetic, and they wander around the neighborhood sleeping on broken furniture and throwed out couches and piss-soaked mattresses. And they become these terrible people over a period of time because desperation sets in, hunger sets in, desperation sets in, unproductivity sets in. See, when a man isn't productive, right, he starts to become melancholy after a while, and then eventually he'll go stir crazy, start to become a violent person because he's not productive, he's not producing anything, he's not making any money, he can't get anything to eat, you can't buy any clothes, can't really produce anything worth anything. So with no one guiding them, they turn into these bad individuals. Okay? And then they learn from the streets. And they become street thugs. They become hooligans. They become lewd and disrespectful, and they turn into womanizers because they idolize a gay male that they call a pimp, which is a super gay male. If you don't think these pimps are gay, just look at the way they dress. They're drag queens. One of the most famous pimps is a guy called Iceberg Slim. I mean, he's so skinny, it looks like he can hide behind a mop. He wears wigs and makeup. Poses when he takes pictures, poses like a woman. Wear tight-fitting clothes. Always trying to show off his hips. Notice in his pictures how his hips are positioned. They positioned in full view like a woman's hips. He takes a picture like a woman. So this drag queen called Iceberg Slim is the hero of many young black males. That's also a failure of black male fatherhood. There's no way in hell my son would be idolizing a freak like that. A womanizing bum like that. See, pimps are womanizers. That's why they have no respect for women. They beat women. They abuse women. They want women to go out there and destroy their vaginas by having sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They want her womb to become polluted so it does not bear life. They want the gateway to the spirit world corrupted. They want the woman to give birth to demons from a corrupted gate that's been soiled and tainted. By the sperm of many derelict males, hoping that her womb becomes defiled. See, a pimp is another form of a demon. You see, we had this conversation, and shout out to my brother Sarat Student Seti, who I hope to have on this show one day. You see, the woman, her womb is the gateway between the spiritual world and the natural world. You see, when spirits come out of the invisible, which is the spirit world, meaning that you cannot see them, they pass through the gate, which is the vagina, and they come into the natural world so that we may see them with our own eyes. This is an amazing feat. This cannot happen with a regular person. A regular person is incapable of doing this, but a woman is very capable of doing this. A man can't do this. An ordinary person can't carry another human being around in its body and survive and have that human being feed off of that body and use that body as a source, a resource of nourishment and still live. See, only a woman could do that. See, if that were a man, the human life would kill us. See, if you had something inside your body, using your body as a resource of nourishment, you would die. This is why you got to be careful how you treat a woman. You see, you don't know what you're dealing with. See, a lot of you suckers out here listen to these phonies, these hateful sellouts. Now, the kind of sellout I'm talking about is a little different. See, I'm talking about a spiritual sellout now. They've sold out on their spirituality and have allowed their souls to become black and hardened and tainted and defiled. So now they dwell spiritually amongst demons. See, demons are very real. Forget about the Bible. The demons are very real. And they are capable of evil that you can't even comprehend. There are people out here that got demons in them that are so evil you can't even fathom the kind of evil. I've come across people that eat dead babies. Trust me, you don't know what's out here, many of you. You have no idea. There's evil in this world that once you see it, you would probably die from staying awake all the time because you won't be able to go to sleep again because you'll be afraid of having a nightmare about what you saw. So now he has become a demon. And so now these pimps, these demons, these imps, see, I call them imps. IMPS, imps. These imps who are underlings of greater demons are there to try to pollute the sacred womb, which is the gateway between the natural world and the spiritual world. So these imps Many of them are gay, if not all of them. They master women. They study women. They have extensive knowledge about women, and then they abuse them over and over and over and over again with no remorse, with no compassion, no care whatsoever. Call them hoes, beat them with wire hangers and sticks. They kick them like they're dogs. Talk mean and hurtful to them like their lives are insignificant. And they dress like them to mock them. Imagine getting your ass whooped by someone who is mimicking you, looks like you and dressed like you, but kicking your ass. Talking about disrespect. You see, they dress like the woman to mock the woman while they are brutalizing her and womanizing her and allowing her to be brutalized over and over and over again, to allow while they allow the sacred womb to be vandalized by wayward, derelict, sexual deviant demons over and over and over again. And this is what you idolize. This is the type of filth you Negroes idolize. Pimping ain't easy. Pimps up, hoes down. You sound like a damn fool. I don't idolize any pimp. A pimp is a demon, an underling of a demon. Their job is to defile the womb, to pollute the gateway so that demons may cross into this world rather than spirits. Now, I know this may be over some of your heads. I get it. I'm not going to go too far. I'm going to bring it back in a minute. Understand that a woman is a giver of life. What is a giver of life, right? A giver of life is a God. Well, if a woman is a God, then what is a man? Well, a man is a protector of life. He's also a destroyer of life. You can call a man a king or a knight that protects the throne. What is the throne? The throne is the lap of the woman. Why is it the lap of the woman? Because the lap of the woman is where life begins. Now, I know some of you cats can't handle that, and I'm well aware of that. Can't handle that. You can't see the woman for what she really is, which is a god, an earthly deity. You see, you've been taught the wrong way about what a god is. You see, you think a god is some spooky boo Negro up in the sky somewhere, talking all this nonsense about the sky's going to open up and some guy going to come flying down and all this other nonsense. No, that's not what a god is. A god is a giver of life, a bringer of life. It doesn't mean that she's all powerful and all knowing and she can snap her fingers and make trucks fly in the air. It's not what all that means. Which is all this spooky boo nonsense that you've attached to this fictional dude up in the sky. Doesn't mean that she's all knowing. She is just capable of bringing life into this world. And only a God can do that. And the fact that we mistreat such a person is despicable. The fact that we support spiritually corrupted men who brutalize these women is irreprehensible. Glorifying. And there's a lot of them. They run in packs, they run in groups. There's a horde of them. You have the sissy bims, you have the red pill guys. They have the horde of hatred. These men don't value life. They have no regard for life because they don't care where it comes from. They're trying to destroy the very place on earth that it comes from. They're trying to destroy the woman. They're trying to destroy the throne. See, if we really got into the science about a woman's eggs, science has proven that we all start off as female. I didn't say that, science said it. But we won't go down that road. That may be a little bit too heavy for some people. So let's just kick it back to what I was talking about. So you see, when we mistreat our women in this way, we show that we don't have any regard for life. You see, because you can sit up here and talk all of the science you want. You can sit up here and talk all of the crazy shit you want. Call all of the names you want. But there's one thing that will not change. It doesn't change where life comes from on this earth. And on this earth, life begins inside the woman. And that's where it comes from. That's where we all come from. So to hate the very place that you come from tells me that your soul is black and you no longer have any regard for life. It tells me that you've sold your soul and now you are in league with demons who seek to destroy the givers of life. And so as a man, you're supposed to protect precious life and destroy what threatens that precious life. That's why you have the sinew that you have, so that you may be able to fight battles with immense strength and ferociousness. This is why you're supposed to have the courage to face down any demon that seeks to destroy the givers of life. This is why many of you are failing at fatherhood. You have no regard for life anymore. You don't care. You have no respect. You have no compassion. So you let your boys rot in the street until they become wandering demons themselves. And this is what you've left behind for the black woman to choose from. And when she tries her best to choose the best of the worst of what you've left her, and it doesn't work out, you blame her for what you have allowed to happen. And with that being said, I'm about to open up the panel. And let you guys come on up and hang out with the Max. Chit chat for a little bit before I get out of here. We get the link ready. Shout out to the strong peoples in the chat, the nation, representing strong here today. The queens of the E Nation, Dame Frankie. The queen herself, First Lady Neek. Queen Duchess Wanda Harris. My royal knight brethren in here, Hassan Burton, a protector. He's a protector of life. People hate me because I take great delight in protecting where life comes from. You heard me yesterday when they talked about caping. You goddamn right. Give me my damn cape and make sure it's black and extra long. Cause I want my shit flying in the wind. I want motherfuckers to see me coming. Anyway, we are now the Ebony Star Network. The Maximum Overdrive is now hosted on the Ebony Star Network. The Ebony Star Network is the media extension of the E Nation. So all shows will now be hosted on the Ebony Star Network, such as the Maximum Overdrive, the Quiet Drive, and the flagship show, Ladies Night. We have some other shows in the works. Here's the link. The door is open. So anybody want to come on up and chit chat for a little while before I get on out of here? You're free to do so. The door is open. Oh, I see one of the Duchesses up here. Dame Frankie is up on the panel. Hey, Dame, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I was twerking in the chat.
You're twerking in the chat, huh?
Yeah.
Shout out to Magic Woman, new member of the E Nation. Magic Woman, when are you going to join us in voice on Discord? So what's going on, Dame? What do you like to say about the topic or the rant or anything? You been listening?
Yes, I've been listening. Well, you covered everything. I just wish they would take your advice and work it and use it and work it through. Or the ones that ain't the ones that just followers really look at who you're following and sure, are you sure you want to follow that? And 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 wonder what they up to. They keep changing their tune every few minutes. Y'all supposed to been going out and finding your happiness in other communities, but yet y'all still here. Now y'all I don't know what to call it. Y'all develop into a cult that's just hating on black women. What happened to you finding your love in other communities? Go free. I free you. Go to these other communities. Go love on their women. Just leave us alone.
I try to figure out why they think we care. Like they keep talking to us like we're supposed to be sad that they are leaving, or like we're supposed to be like, oh, please don't go, man. Get the f out of here. Just go, man. Why sad because you leaving? Just get out of here. It's
Yeah.
not true,
Besides,
man. Yeah, like you. We supposed to be crying or something. I can't wait till they go. I don't even know what's taking them so long. I'm gonna stay going ahead. And frankly, I've been tired of this for a while now. My thing is, if you're doing all of these things, why come tell us about it? I mean, if you don't care anything about the community or black people, then why do you give a F about what we think? My bad. I'm eating my dinner as I'm talking.
oh, that's okay. That's
Yeah, but
okay.
why do we? Yeah, but why do we care about what you? Why do you even care about what we think? Like, why are you over here giving us this sad sack story about why you're leaving? We really don't care. Just go on and get up on out of here. Catch your Greyhound bus, or I don't know, jump on the back of a whale and sail the seven seas. Do what you gotta do to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Get there by railway. Go by ocean liner. Just get over there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? How many Bon Voyage parties I threw so far? Was it three, four, five?
Well, I ain't had one yet because they got niggas won't leave.
And besides, y'all showing how weak y'all are. Y'all not following through. And yes, if you coming back, that means you're not following through.
Oh
Go.
yeah. I got a question for you, Miss Duchess.
Yes.
One of these sissy bims said that ladies' night, y'all was up here calling black men all kinds of names, disrespecting all kinds of black men, no matter who the black men were. Now I don't recall that, but
Neither did
that's what
I.
he said. Is that true?
No. What actually happened was it was not a black woman. They came up here spewing all kind of mess, and the men stepped to them and kicked them out. They tried to reason with them by talking to them, but no, they wanted to say that B word they love so much, but they don't like being referred to by. So, of course, the men did what the men are supposed to do. They kicked them out.
Hmm.
So you blaming the wrong people. Step up to the men if you so bold and bad, and and tell them what you want to tell them in our space. No, no, the men developed this space for us. They set up the rules and they enforcing them. You don't like it, you know who the bosses are. Go talk to them. We didn't tell you does nothing. We had a disagreement. We were respectful until you went to that direction, to that B word that women don't like, but and y'all don't like when y'all being referred to by it.
And you know,
But y'all acting like it.
think about, you know what's funny about it is this. What's sad about it is this, right? We become so poor of quality as black men. Not myself individually, but just saying black men. The quality has become so poor to the point where if a man isn't comfortable with you calling women out of their name and disrespecting them in his presence, right? That he is made fun of. They made fun of me because I kicked people off the panel who called black women bitches. That this is the quality that we've stooped to. That a man who is standing up for something that he believes is right. This is in my upbringing. Okay, the first woman that I learned to respect was my mother. So I come from that old saying: if you can't say it around your mother, then don't say it around other women. A lot of guys don't know what that is. That's an old school upbringing. So I don't want men up here calling black women bitches. I don't like that word because a black woman isn't a female dog. Now, Becky, on the other hand, is different. I don't give a damn what you say to Becky or about Becky. As far as I'm concerned, Becky is a female dog because she regularly has sex with dogs and marries dogs, as you saw the other night when we played the clip when she was marrying a dog. But anyway, I digress. But a black woman is a human being. She's not a four-legged animal. So the term bitch does not fit. And even if we would somehow say that it's just we would somehow say, okay, well, she behaves in a belligerent manner, right? Which is, I think, the Webster Dictionary is too, a
Yeah.
belligerent manner. It is still disrespectful and it's something that you shouldn't say. A classy man would not say that. Classy men don't talk that way. Show some class, have some class and dignity about yourself. And so, because I won't let that happen here on this channel, man, they call me all kinds of names. They make fun of me. You know, it's crazy. I just sit here and I just watch these guys. I'm like, wow. I had a guy call me Shine Bone. I had never heard that before. I thought it was funny. So I never heard never heard that one before. But they called me a Shine Bone.
What the heck is that?
Apparently it's some kind of derogatory term created by white racists.
Hmm.
That some black dude is now saying. Call me a Shine Bone.
Oh well.
But yeah, and so, you know, I mean, they hate women so much that they're willing to attack me. And it's sad when you have men that are comfortable with disrespecting women. And they don't think anything's wrong with that. They think that that's some kind of normal behavior. Okay? Because they can't say bitch or strag or hoe on one platform, they feel at ease when they can say it on another platform. See, when you feel at ease, when you disrespect women, you're not in your right state of mind. That's not a normal way of thinking. That's not a normal state of mind. But many of these brothers are comfortable with constantly disrespecting black women and have a demonic mentality when it comes to the treatment of black women.
Yeah. Yeah. That night that they all got upset, I was surprised because they felt it was their right to call us that
Wait,
name.
hold on a second. Shout out to Hassan. Hassan says, man, I want that old Cape James Brown had when he was with the famous Flames. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That cape was pretty nice, man. That's the one that had the collar on it and shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful how you phrase that cape. Cause my mind goes there. And
Okay, hold on one second. Oidu says there's a quote that states that the black woman is the most unprotected, unloved woman on earth. She is the only flower on earth that grows unwanted. Oh yeah, it grows unwatered. Max, do you agree with that? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And the sad part about that, Ani, is that a lot of that comes from her own men that she gives birth to, who basically become corrupted and turn on her. I mean, you see the battles that we get into it with these guys, these sissy Bims and red pill rage guys who are just, their minds are poisoned with hatred. Their hearts are tainted black. Their souls are gone. They have no regard for life. You know, they care nothing for the life of black women. I mean, you heard that fool in here yesterday. Go ahead, Dame.
Hmm? Oh, okay. Yeah. As I was saying, they felt like it was their right to say that word to us, and that it was a death sentence that you were forbidding them to say it if in ladies' night spaces, and then wanted to say you were wrong for kicking them out. You
My thing is,
wrong, Max.
my thing is, they have all of these discussions and these powwows, right, about black women and being select. And when are we going to have discussions about building something like, you know, we got apartment buildings to take over? When are we going to start getting some strategies together, some financial strategies to where we can build a network of businesses to where we can start? See, people want to build businesses, but first of all, you don't just build businesses. You need product. You need to produce something. We don't produce anything. We don't produce. There's sugar cane fields out there that we can purchase to start producing sugar. There's things out here that we can purchase where we can start producing products and goods and services. You're talking about just starting business. What do you mean just starting businesses? Where's your products? You need products. You don't just start businesses. Start what business? Oh, we need to start businesses. Okay, what kind? You know, the regular kind. Well, what's the regular kind? I don't know, just businesses. They don't even know what businesses or what kind of businesses they want to start. But all of this talk about we need to start business, we need to get more businesses. We need some product, dude. How about, dude, listen, we don't even know how to work with fabric. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to skin cow hides. We don't know how to work with natural resources. We don't know how to produce anything. But you want to start businesses, what, selling t-shirts, baseball caps? I understand that you can get rich doing that if you're very ambitious. I mean, the guy that owned Fubu did that. But you know what? If you look at his story, he actually made his own baseball cap. He didn't go and just buy a bunch of baseball caps in bulk from some Chinese dude in China and just resell them. No, he actually designed and made his own baseball cap. So he produced his own product. See, that's why he became a millionaire. You need a product. You need something that you're producing. You don't just go out and start businesses and you have no idea what kind of business you're starting. Ask these dudes, well, the next time you hear, well, we need to start businesses. All right, what businesses do we need to start? What kind? What you get? Well, the businesses. they're talking about helping each other build financially. Why didn't they do that before they left the committee? Hey, Dan, you want to take that?
Why don't we why don't we start businesses topic?
No.
Sorry, I was a little
All right, I'm putting
distracted.
the link back in the chat. The door's open, people. Come on up, hang out with me and the Dame. Um, you said tea shops, car places. Yeah, man. You see, people are doing things. These people aren't successful because they just started businesses. These people have product behind these businesses. And see, one of the big problems with black people, especially young black people, they have their mind on the wrong things. They have their mind set on the finished product before they even start producing anything. Oh, I want to be a rap star. I want to be a superstar. Well, you got to do this to get there. I don't want to do all that. I just want to be a superstar. Oh, I want to be a music mogul. Well, you need to do this. I don't want to do all that. I just want to be a music mogul. Well, I want to be rich. Okay, well, you need to do that. Well, I don't want to do all that. I just want to be rich. Don't work that way. You don't get to just be rich because you say you want to be rich. There's a lot of work you have to do. You need products to produce. Look at all these rich and wealthy people. They produce product or they own things that produce product. You have to be selling something. You don't just start a damn business. You can start a business right now and it just sits there. If you don't have any product or you're not producing a service, you go fucking rent a goddamn storefront out and says, open for business, right? Somebody walk in and say, hey, what's going on? Like, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. What? Well, it says open for business. Is this a business? Yeah, it is a business. Well, how come you don't have anything in here? Well, I don't know. Well, why not? Well, I didn't know I was supposed to have anything in here. But it's a business, right? Yes, it is. Well, what kind of business is it? I don't know. What do you think it is? You got a name? I mean, we can't be in that state of mind talking about opening up businesses. You need something specific. You need a product or you need a service. You don't just open up a business. Dang. They,
Yes. Hmm. Yeah. Well, there's always stuff that if you look around that you can do, that you can turn into a business. Sometimes it starts off small. I've had cousins surprise the heck out of me, but I shouldn't be surprised. Brought a house, real low price, worked on it, and then he rented it out. But he rented it out for quite a few years to college students. Um, bec- the way his logic was, they never keep the house together enough to get their deposit back, and so and he would have their deposit sit in the bank with interest, the rent to pay off the loan for the house, and since he was doing most of the repairs himself, he didn't have to pay to get repairs done, a
you
lot of
know,
money to
Frank,
get repairs done in the business.
imagine if Daryl Acula
Hmm.
wanted to start a business
Okay.
and you was the
There.
loan officer.
Uh-huh.
Be like, excuse me, I am here to start a business. The kind of business I want to start is a blood bank. Now I need several amounts of funds. How do I go about that? And don't say anything disrespectful, or I might bite you on the neck.
Sir, you're a vampire that wants to open a blood bank.
Yeah.
How do I know that you won't be uh um eating your product? If you sipping up your product,
Are
how
you
are you going
implying
to?
that I'm derelict?
I
Are you
think you
saying that,
have.
okay, I may be derelict, okay? But if I have more product than I need, then it's okay to drink some of that product, right? This is not too derelict.
Yeah, but are you just and how much of it do you need for your personal
Well,
use?
there's a lot of sissy bims out here.
Sissy bins, excuse me, sir, what's a sissy bin?
I don't, wait a minute. I'm trying to find the bats that used to roll with me. They have got caught up in traffic, but they're not answering their phones.
Sir,
I was wondering if you know how to speak bat.
no, that's not one of the languages I speak.
But one of the bats that hang out with me, he speaks some English,
Oh, it seemed to be speaking English good, fine.
but he doesn't like to answer his phone.
Sir, I think you should go and get your
Anyway,
translator bats.
but forget about the bats right now.
Uh,
They are held up in traffic any old way. We won't be seeing them for quite some time. Now,
mhm.
I want to open up this blood bank. What is it
uh,
that I have to do to open up a blood bank? Do not ask me to be responsible. I have not been responsible in 17 decades.
Sir, that's not helping your case.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to hide from Mrs. Derelacula. She's trying to put me on child support.
Okay. Okay, did you say Mrs. Derelacta?
Yes, she's been following me around for decades, trying to put me on child support. She's trying to tell this old woman, because I bit her on the neck, I do not have, it's not my problem that she was pregnant.
Mm, all
Now that
right.
she has these kids that are running all over the place, she feels that I'm the father. I'm a vampire. How can I be a father? And what is this child support to you? Who puts a vampire on child support?
The vampire that fathered the child.
I got a letter in the mail the other day. Someone delivered it to my coffin. I opened it up and told me, they said I was a deadbeat dad. Well, they got the dead part right, but I don't know I have not beaten anyone.
Okay. Sir, I don't think we can help you. You got too much baggage and you haven't shown
Listen,
proof
you
of
do not know
income.
how hard it is. Wait a minute. You do not know how hard it is. I got this crazy woman following me around, trying to put these kids in my coffin. I only have room for one person, that is me. I cannot have children running around in my coffin.
There you lock it up.
You know what they had the nerve to ask me? They wrote me a letter. They wanted me to take them to a carnival. Do they not know I cannot walk around in the daytime? They would not know. They would not know of me. The crazy mother did not say I was their father. I am not a father. I'm a vampire. Even though I am dead, I am not a beat. What the hell is a beat? I don't beat anyone. I bite people on the neck. It so happened when I bit her, she was already pregnant, so it's not my child, right? But she's trying to put me on child support.
Uh, okay, when you bite a pregnant woman, not only does she become a vampire, her child becomes a vampire. So, you, sir, are the father. The DNA will show that you are the father. because your DNA took over hers and the child's DNA. So, you, sir, got to go work things out with your baby mama or the mother of your child is the correct term that I should be
I'm
using.
just a crazy woman. I'm telling you, she's crazy. I don't
Was
know.
she
It's got the bank trying to foreclose on my coffin. Where am I going to sleep at night?
in the dirt?
They're trying to foreclose on my coffin.
Okay, better that they foreclose on your coffin than to stick a stake through your heart.
She wants to take my coffin for herself. She wants to put those crazy kids in my coffin.
There, there, Mr. Derculacula.
You know what she said? You know what she said to me?
Sir,
You know what she said? You know what she said?
I'm just a
She
bank
said that I was.
worker.
She
I,
said that I was. She said that I was derelict.
but isn't that part of your name? Derculacula?
Yes, but it does not mean that I am derelict. I take care of
Uh,
all. I take care of all of my responsibilities.
and that includes your children?
But I don't have any children.
Yes, you do, sir.
I do not
You,
even know this woman. She's just some random woman that I bit on the neck one night. It is not my fault she was pregnant. These are not my children.
sir, as I repeat, the DNA test will show that indeed the baby is yours because your DNA took over the baby's DNA when you bit the mother. He's the baby vampire.
Imagine that, right? A derelict vampire being pursued by one of the women that he bit who was pregnant, who is now trying to put him on child support.
Yeah.
Miss Sandra
Yeah,
Lee, shout out to Miss Sandra Lee.
yeah, and this one won't grow old and die. He turned into a vampire. Did you not know that this was a possibility when you bit her? That she would turn into a vampire?
Well, if we have derelict vampires who are black, we've really stooped to a new low. Anyway, shout out to the E Nation in the house. Shout out to Mrs. Sandra Lee joining us for the first time. The first time I've seen that name. Yeah, Dan, we have new people coming to check us out. It's a good thing. I'm going to put the link in the chat one time. Okay, people, don't be shy. The link is here. Come on up, hang out with us. Before I get out of here, I got about another 30 minutes. So, Dame.
Yes.
Ready for ladies' night?
Just about. Not quite. I'm working on it.
All right. Hold on a second. I have to stop.
Yeah. But Mr. Max,
Yeah.
I heard that you know where I can find Derculacula. I need to speak to him.
Well, he's not available at this time, but we'll see. I'll see if I can get in touch with him one day. Tell him that you're looking for him.
No. Don't tell him where I'm looking for him. He'll just run away, and it took me too long to find him this time. Yes.
Sounds like you're the one trying to put him on child support.
No, I just want him to spend time with the baby. You know.
A vampire who has children and who's derelict, and his wife is pursuing him to be a father and threatening to put him on child support. That's That's pretty funny. All right,
I,
you know
I,
what? Uh-huh.
I did not put them on child support. I had to feed the baby, and I
One day
did
we're
not
gonna,
have any funds.
one day we're going to pursue that. We're going to look into that a little further. We're going to write something up and see where how deep that rabbit hole goes.
Okay. Well, if you want to talk about this and get my side of it, you can catch me at Paisley House. She's a friend of Burley Mays.
Interesting. Okay, call the Night Stalker. You will find them. Okay, that's we got people who pretty much like the pterodactyl character. We got some more characters we're going to bring out here and there. We're putting together a little sitcom called The Community. It's going to have some very interesting characters in it. People, we're practicing behind the scenes to get them just right. And so we'll come up here one day and we'll spring the community on y'all and entertain you guys. It should be kind of funny. Um, well, Dave, looks like no one is coming up, and I don't want to. Um, I got work in the morning, so I'm going to shut it down. Anybody? I want to thank everybody for. Hold on one second. Let me check something here. I'd like to thank my brother Crew for the cash app. Wait a minute, what? Huh? Sonetta. Sonetta was once interesting. We're gonna have to explore that. I didn't know that. Sorry about the interruption. Thank you. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Can you tell? Can you entertain the people by telling them a story? I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Okay. As I was saying, cousin brought a house, poor condition, or but it had strong bones. Don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but apparently he could fix it. Um, um, using paying for the supplies, using his own labor. Him and some friends went in on a house, flipped it. They rented it out. He slowly brought his friends out of their share of the house, and he continued to rent to college students for years. Well, few years that I'm aware of. Yeah, the rent goes to pay off the loan. The deposit stays in the bank, and for some reason, college boys do some kind of damage to the house, so they never get either none or all of their deposit. Yeah, none or part of their deposit depends. But the interest he keeps that if, even if it been interest for like 1 year or 6 months or whatever. But yeah, so he would use the money off the interest to do the repairs, and since he could do the repairs himself, all he had to do was pay for supplies and only have to pay for somebody that wasn't in his sphere, in areas that wasn't in sphere expertise.
Okay. Sorry for getting to interrupt. Okay, everybody, we're getting ready to shut it down. Gotta go check something out. Something's caught my attention. All right, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. E Nation representing strong in here today. Shout out to the
Mhm.
Duchess Queen, Dame Frankie, Duchess Queen, Wanda Harris, and the Queen herself, um, Lady Neek, and newest member, Magic Woman, and hopefully a future member, Sarah Israel. How are you? Glad to see you come back. We also have Ani Deluce. Ani, we've been looking for you on Discord. You haven't came yet, so hopefully you will join us on Discord. How you doing, Miss Sandra Lee? Sorry you caught the tail end of the show, but we will. Well, I won't be back until next week because I am on the road. So the next broadcast you will hear will probably be me and Dame on the Quiet Drive, which will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Friday night, 9 or 10 p.m. Okay, and then you will see Ladies Night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on on Saturday, and then me and Dane will be back at 9 or 10 on Sunday for the Quiet Drive, and then the 3G Drive will be airing next week. I can only do maybe 1 or 2 podcasts a week on the 3G on this 3G Drive right here. But this is now the Ebony Star Network, the media extension of the E Nation. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up, and peace, power, and unity to everybody. We are out.